So we're going to talk about the fat pencil. So everybody asks about the fat pencil, and I've referenced the fat pencil a number of times in videos, and a lot of you have asked if I can share the fat pencil. I'm not going to share the fat pencil with you because it's going to take you way less time to just do what I'm about to show you than it is for me to share the fat pencil with you. So really, it's the resourcefulness of you learning how to use all of the tools and how you might be able to employ them in unique ways that's going to end up ultimately helping you. So, in the interest of trying to encourage that, I highly recommend that you go into the brushes in Procreate and you just fuck around. Going through each one of these, every one of these sections, and trying to mess with all of these different brushes is what's going to ultimately teach you how to use more brushes and create brushes and know what you're looking for and all that. You know, you've got this row of categories at the top that shows you all the different categories of brushes, but there's actually, if you swipe, a whole nother section of that. So if you are looking for even more brushes, you can continue to go through here and you can build sets, and you can look at all of these crazy ones they've got, like Rusted Decay, which you could easily make like a really cool texture out of this. That'd be really cool, right? One of the most important things about this is actually going into the brushes and learning how they've set up the brushes so that you can then tweak them to your advantage. So if we go into Rusted Decay, which you do by selecting the brush and then tapping again, you see all of these parameters. Whoops. I hate when UI moves around like that. Anyways, you see all of these parameters. I really encourage you to just screw around with them. You can take any one of these brushes and you can swipe it to the left and you can say duplicate. You can duplicate that brush and you can just screw with it and you can do all this different stuff and see what it does and do everything, and hey, look at that, it makes it really weird sizes when I press now, and it also doesn't make any marks, so we'll have to figure out what I did when I was screwing around there. This is what teaches you how to use brushes. So you can now delete your stupid brush that you just made, because I just made a stupid brush apparently. The other thing too is if you're ever screwing around with an existing brush, you can then try it out, and if you like that, you can go back to your brushes and you can duplicate it now. Once you've duplicated it, you have your fancy brush, which has a little check, that you've just made. And if you ultimately end up not liking it, you can delete it, you can share it, you can do whatever. But the original one that you had, if you go back in, there's a reset button up here, and you can reset it. And you can reset it back to the way Procreate originally had it set up, so you never actually lose the brush that they originally intended to give you. You can see here that there's a bunch of brushes, or a bunch of pencils. I particularly like the shading one. Whoops. The shading one. That's kind of cool, right? That comes with Procreate. I just made it bigger. So that takes me straight to Fat Pencil. Clear. So with Fat Pencil, which you can see I have it named right here, Fat Pencil. And then you can see here I have my PHAT Fat Pencil, which is really for just messing around with big blotchy stuff. Neither one of these pencils are all that special. I'll show you how to make the fat pencil right now. But let's go into my fat pencil. You'll notice if we go to general, on the size limits, the max is set to 22.1%. Maybe that's seeable on the screen, maybe it isn't. If it isn't, that is set to 22.1 on the max size. Now in previous videos I've said that the technical pencil is what the fat pencil is based off of. So if we go over to the technical pencil, which comes with Procreate, it's the first pencil in the stack, if I remember correctly. Like if these were gone, it would be right there. And click on this, and the max size is set to 4.0 0.8. So all you do is go to this and you increase this max size to around 22.1. It's at 21.3 right now. It really doesn't matter on the exact precision of that. Now, when we're here, you can see me drawing. This is the fat pencil. It's set up so that when it gets bigger, it gets that big. And when it's all the way tiny, it's like pin thin. And when you look at my video, Pomus Mit Mayo, you see that I actually do a breakdown of this where I'm showing sort of like the min max size of everything. So if I clear this real quick, clear, and let's just set the slider at about the middle and then do a doodle. And then we go back to the original technical pencil, which I'll reset this so you can see. See, technical pencil is just thinner. It's actually not thinner in, how do I say this? Relative. The ratio is not that it's always going to be thinner. It's just that on the upside, on the bigger side, it's going to be thinner. So if I take this all the way to max, you can see. And all it was when I created this pencil was that I wanted to have a pencil that had a greater range. I thought that the technical pencil didn't go thick enough, but that I liked that it was thin. That is the entirety of how to make the fat pencil. So just to recap, you tap on the pencil that you want, which is in this case the technical pencil. You tap on it again and it opens up all the parameters, which I encourage you to take a look at and experiment with. And then you just take the max size on size limit and bring that up. You can bring this up to whatever you want it to be. Like here it is set to max right now. So that means that it does this on its max size, and then on its minimum size, it does that. I don't really ever need that, so I wouldn't really set it to do that. But that's all it is. It's adjusting this max size. Like I said, I had it around 22%. And that is the fat pencil. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. And if you're looking for me on the internet, these are the places where you can find me.